g'day folks, you wouldn't believe it. COVID has got a hold of Between the Post as well. The good news for you at home is that Tony Neill is the one that's got COVID, not me. So I'll be here presenting the show and Tony will be at home in isolation and he'll get a chance to watch it later on. Hopefully, I get to pick up his pay. Tonight's show, what will we see? Well, we've got some interviews with last year's grand finalists. First of all, the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club. We'll be speaking to their coach, Craig Pitt, getting his point of view on how the season looks. We'll chat to the president, Michael Siciliano, and we'll speak to one of their veterans, Will Dalwood, who's only recently had a baby. And from the Falcons, Payneham Norwood Union Football Club, we'll be speaking to their president, Tyson Burrows. We'll be speaking to their newly appointed coach, Cini, and their new recruit, Brad McKenzie, who comes courtesy of Norwood and the North Melbourne Football Clubs. We'll also get Tony to have a bit of a look through Divisions 2, 3, 6 and 7, and I'll get a chance to review, not sure how well that'll be, it'll be a preview I should say, of Division 1. So plenty of things in store for you folks. Grab a cup of tea, grab a beer, grab a seat, strap yourselves in, we've got a show for you. Well, as you know, folks, normally I get a chance to bounce some ideas off my co-host in Tony Neill, and like most people in Adelaide, he's down with COVID at the moment, so I stand here alone, being put under the spotlight, being asked to select who I think will finish in the grand final in Division 1 and who will finish at the other end and find themselves back in Division 2. Let me tell you, I'll put it straight on the mat, I've got no idea at this stage. There's a big influx to all clubs in Division 1 this year. But I'm going to go through a couple. So we'll talk about round 1. It's going to be an absolute ripping game. First up, Payneham versus Prince Alfred. I think they played in round 1 last year and Payneham got there in the end. And well, Payneham have lost a lot of players. There's no question about that. New coach, may take them a while. I think PAC will get the money that week. But I see Payneham perhaps missing out on the 5 this year. I think Prince Alfred will be there in the grand final. Can they go back to back? History tells you they can't. There's a lot of work to be done. I think Goodwood Saints are looking good for me. Haven't seen them play, by the way, so this is really pie in the sky stuff. But hey, I've got to hang my hat on something, so I'm going to go Goodwood Saints to play PAC in the grand final. Other games, we've got Brighton are playing Goodwood Saints. I think that'll give us a good indication as early as round 1 how Brighton are going. There's been not much noise out of there. I think they've kept their list pretty much together. I know Will Rivers is retired, which is obviously a massive hole, but I think that'll give us an indication as to where they are going to finish. I've got them just out of the 5, Brighton. I've got them in 6th position. And as I mentioned, Goodwood Saints to finish top. In 3rd position, I think St. Peter's. They have recruited well, been pretty good nick last year. Haven't seen a lot of losses from there. They are playing Ross Trevor round 1. I'm not worried about Ross Trevor, to be honest with you, but I'm hearing from a lot of people that they've lost a few players. So I've got them slipping out of the 5, probably for the first time for a while, I think. And I think they'll be towards the bottom of the table. I think the new teams coming in that'll make into the 5 this year will be Port Districts. So round 1, they play against Glenunga. And I think Glenunga, to be honest with you, are going to be up against it first year in Division 1. When you come from Division 2 into Division 1, you want to make sure you retain as many of your players as you can and add to it. Well, for poor old Glenunga, that's not been the case. They've lost 5 or 6 really experienced players. Yes, they brought a couple in, but I think playing stocks-wise, unless they get some real development out of their juniors, they might find themselves off the pace and back in Division 2. So the other side, I think that will have a bit of a resurgence is Teacher Gully. New coach Alex McKay, it'll be his first time coaching, but he's certainly well respected and well loved out at Pertaringa. So I've got them sneaking into the 5. So this is how it looks from my end, folks. Bear in mind, I am flying real blind here. Normally I'd be letting Tony do the work and I'd be slamming him for his selections, but I'm running with this. Goodwood Saints and PAC to play in the grand final, 1 and 2. St Peter's 3, Port Districts 4, Teacher Gully 5, Brighton 6, Payneham 7, Old Iggy's 8, Ross Trevor 9 and Glenunga 10. Now if I get any of them right, it'll be a miracle. Stay tuned, we'll know more in 2 weeks' time. Well, g'day folks, it's not far away now, the first game. In fact, it's only 9 days away, and we are here tonight at the home of the Division 1 reigning premiers, and of course I refer to the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Footy Club. Lucky enough to be joined by their senior coach, Craig Pitt. How are you, Pitty?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
How's it been, mate, the summer as the reigning coach? Did you walk a little bit taller?
I think we had a good couple of weeks there afterwards,
right.
But you've got to move on eventually, don't you?
Oh,
So
okay.
I think we, after a good couple of weeks, we put it on the back burner and back to work now, which is good fun.
Now, are we okay standing this close, given that you've had a fair run with COVID here, like everybody else?
I think every club's in the same boat this year. It's going to be challenging in more regards than one, but no, now that hopefully we can get it behind us a bit and move on during the season, but you never know. It's unpredictable.
Now, no pressure, mate, but in the whole history of the Adelaide Footy League, there's only been 3 clubs that have gone back to back. They are Goodwood Saints, who had a 5-year trot and a 2-year trot. Kilburn and who's the third one? James, help me out here. Who was it? Greek Camden.
There you go.
So, can you become the first college side to go back to back?
Who knows? I mean, it's not very easy, and COVID's not going to make it any easier for us. But I mean, that's what you front up every year to do. Obviously, stats aren't in our favour, but it'd be nice to replicate what Goody Saints did, go 5 in a row. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But
yeah.
No, winning one's,
don't get ahead of yourself,
winning
mate.
one's hard enough. So we'll just try and win the first game, I think, and then we'll go from there.
Well, tell us about the pre-season, mate. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think obviously COVID's fluctuated our numbers on the track quite a lot, but we've had really good turnout from all the young school kids that have graduated, and a few country boys that have come up that graduated last year and have come back to study. So they reinvigorate the group and bring some youth back into the group, and obviously they weren't here last year, so they come with new ideas and things that they've experienced themselves. So it's great to have them, and it's been really good. It hasn't been too hot, which has been lovely too.
Yeah, we've had a mild summer. Who of the young kids, in particular, I know as a coach you get that one, you think, geez, I'm going to pick a diamond out of the rough. Who have you got for us?
Well, we've probably got a handful that are all impressive in their own right, but there's a couple that are really excited me. Tom Searles is one of them, who's come from school. I think he was vice captain of the first 18 last year. He's got a lot of pace, which I'm probably jealous of, so that's probably why he excites me a bit. But then a lot of others. Tom Bromley's been great for us as well. He played centre-half back at school last year. A couple of country kids, Lucas Schultz, and Oscar Clark, that have come up from Kybe Bolite. So great to have some more southeast boys up here.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I'm biased in that regard. So no, we've got plenty. I can keep listening because we've probably got 5 or 10 that'll play in our trial this weekend, and yeah, it's exciting to bring them through.
Now, like all club, mate, you've had some players come in and some players leave. So before we get on the players that have come in, tell us about the players you've left.
Yeah, so we lost 3 of our leading goal kickers, which is pretty hard, but Tom Bartlett's retired.
Yep.
At this stage, we're always a sneaky chance to get him back.
Play a few in the D's or E's, really?
I don't think he's got that in him. He's too competitive. Jake, my brother, so Jake Pitt, he's gone to Geelong for the year. He's moved over there for work.
Out of the family now?
No.
Out of the will? The old man's will?
He can stay in for now. He can stay in for now, as long as he comes back.
Right.
Bryce Woolard, he's gone to Alice Springs. Tyson Burrows has gone to North Adelaide to try his hand. I think he's played a league trial out there, which is good for him.
Right.
Lockie Charlton the same. He's gone to Norwood. He's played a league trial out there, which is
Terrific,
great.
Yeah.
So they're probably the major ones. There's a few guys that are still tossing up whether they're going to play A grade or whether they're not going to commit so much, but I'll say they're going to commit. So
okay, we're going to miss calling the Brazzle Dazzle show.
I know.
One of our favourite lines.
You might have to go to SNFL and commentate him there.
JP,
No,
that was his
was.
little call.
We enjoyed it as well. So
yeah. Now tell us about the blokes, the new ones. I know you picked up an absolute beauty in Chris Curran.
Yes, yeah. So Chris Curran's obviously his resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
As captain at Glenelg and in their premiership year, and he's just a terrific character. Sets his tone on the track still. He's hasn't lost a yard of pace, and he's a great leader, obviously. So him, along with getting Jack Trengove over a couple of years ago, really helps our younger kids develop, which is really important for us. We like to keep our own and grow them, I guess. So he's played an important role in that. And Sam Buckham's probably the other big name that we got from Norwood. He played a few games with us probably 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Probably 3 years ago. When he was on the list at Norwood and wasn't quite getting a reserves game. Okay. I think he's had a bit of trouble with injury over the last couple of years, so I think he's just come out, get away from the rigorous 5-day-a-week training at Samford level and just try and get some enjoyment back in his football. So it's been great to have him out as well.
Fantastic, mate. Who have you got round one? I know.
Payneham.
We've got you round one.
Premiers. Oh, you guys tell
Yeah, we've got that first game, so really looking forward to that.
Payneham at Payneham, I think they've beaten us their last 2 years in a row, so we'll be keen to hopefully get one back at Payneham.
It was a cracking game last year, wasn't it?
Depends what side of the fence you're on. I wasn't so excited like you were.
Now you got one trial to go, mate. Who have you got this week in the trial?
So we're playing Adelaide Uni in a trial. Obviously they unfortunately went down last year, but it'd be a great hit out. We're just playing on their oval not far from Park 9, which is great. So yeah, it'd be good to get a run in the leg before we hit round one.
Well, we appreciate your time coming out, Pitty. Looks like you've got some good numbers here tonight, mate. For your, obviously the season can't be too far away and all of that. Do you actually ask them for the doctor's certificate to show that they actually genuinely have got COVID?
No, I trust them enough.
Oh, yeah, you're a better man than me.
I'm not their father.
Mate, we wish you all the best. No pressure. You'll be the first college side to go back to back if you can do it. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
See you, Pitty. Well, g'day folks. Last year the Payneham Norwood Union Football Club played in the final of Division 1. Didn't quite get the chocolates, but at the end of the year their coach moved on and a new coach was needed. And lo and behold, who put his hand up? Straight out of Woodville West Torrens and Norwood before that, Jeremy Cini, and he joins me tonight. How are you, Cheens?
I'm going very well, thanks Sean. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. And as we pan around, I guess we'll have a bit of a look at the club. It looks fantastic, mate. How's your pre-season been?
Look, the pre-season's been very solid. Look, it was a big emphasis for myself to come in and make sure that the boys were fit. I think the only thing I can control as a coach going into round one is how fit the group is. And look, we undertook a pretty heavy running program early. The boys probably a bit resistant at the start, but once they realised there was some benefit to what we were doing, they got on board really well. So we've had a great pre-season, really looking forward to round one this week.
Good. Now I'm not sure what nickname to roll with, mate, so I'm going to roll with Fedder, but you tell me Aaron's one you do answer to.
Aaron Bocken, look, you've obviously tapped into my old counterpart, Jay Cheedy, but yeah, look, I get called all sorts, Sean, but I've been called a lot worse, put it that way.
Now listen, when you watch this show, this part of this show was recorded last week and I was put on the spot and asked to do Division 1 preview. And I've got to be honest with you, it's been very quiet and all I've heard from most clubs is who's been leaving, not who they've been getting. So on the back of what I heard you'd lost, I slipped you guys out of the fight. As I made my way to the car park tonight, Macca bailed me up and told me about who you've gained.
Yes.
Tell our listeners, mate, who
look,
the
it's
recruits are.
very exciting. Obviously, we did lose a lot of depth and talent from the group last year, but look, we were fortunate enough to bring in Brad McKenzie, who has obviously played a lot of league football at SANFL level. He's played 40-odd, 50-odd games at North Melbourne, so not only is he a quality footballer, but a really quality individual and one who's going to benefit our group moving forward. Ben Sawford is another midfielder we've got from South Adelaide. He spent a bit of time at Glenelg as well.
He's chased by every club in Adelaide, I reckon.
He was a pretty popular boy, so I was pretty happy to get pen to paper when Ben came in. But again, has an affiliation with the club. He works with some of the boys from the club, Lewis Clem, who you just met before.
Yep.
And he again is another quality individual who I think will produce some really good footy. And the last one we managed to get in was Harry Viney. So Harry's come down from Loberthal. He played a fair bit of footy with Norwood early as a junior and did play some league footy at the time.
Brother of?
No, cousin of. So he's the son of Jay, from memory.
Okay.
So Harry will be a really good addition to our forward line as well.
Yeah, okay. Now, mate, been a while since you've been back or been in the Ammos. Last time was Old
2016, correct.
And you're playing against them this year.
Correct.
Will you be okay with that, mate?
I'll be fine with that. No, I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it's round 4. We'll be hosting them here. So it'll be, obviously there's a lot of guys I coach within that group. They were quite young when I first got them. To see them develop where they are now has been fantastic. And I think Damien's done a great job with the footy club. But I look forward to beating him in round 4.
Now, if my memory's correct, back in those days, mate, you were actually still playing, still having a kick in the bees.
Correct.
Will you dust them off?
Not happening. No, not happening. Not happening. Not happening. No, it won't be happening.
I've got to tell you, the last time I saw Macca in a Guernsey was a pre-season game, and I said to him, you're pretty lucky the stripes go up and down, but you look like you've kept yourself in pretty good nick, mate, so there might be a spot for you if COVID gets hold of you.
Potentially, you never know. I won't rule anything out, Jacko, but not on the cards at this stage.
Okay, I've got to finish today by telling you a quick funny story about your skipper, who we were hoping to get on camera tonight, and I know he's not here. But I bumped into him last week in Darwin. For our listeners at home, we're going to put a picture up. But on the Friday night, he plays in a band, B Sharp.
Yes, correct.
They were at a wedding at Port Elliot. He'd finished at 2 o'clock in the morning, journeyed to the Adelaide airport, on the plane at 6:30, landed at 10. Played in the grand final at 1:30 and 35 degrees and 100% humidity. At 2 a.m, he was still in the full Banks attire and his boots.
And the boots.
And the boots.
It's funny because he's generally the last to come out of the change rooms because he's always using, I'm putting my boots on. So it's funny you've mentioned that, Jacko.
You shouldn't need that one, mate. James, it's been great to catch up, mate. We wish you all the best. I know you'll bring something to the Adelaide Footy League on the back of where you've been the last few years, mate. And I'm hearing really good stories already out of the club, mate. So we wish you all the best and good luck. We look forward to seeing you round 1 this Saturday.
Exactly right. Thank you very much. Really looking forward to it.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Jacko.
Righto folks, it's time. It's this Saturday, the first round. It's all about to happen. All the old jumpers are out. Mothballs. For those of you young ones, that's what we used to store woolen jumpers in. There is one modern day one in there, but it's time to get a few of the old ones out and go through a bit of the history, even some with collars here. Righto, let's have a look. Take a teaspoon of concrete, toughen up. It's time for Division 7. Here we go. Hackham, Mawson Lakes, Greenacres, O'Sullivan's Beach, Lonsdale, Adelaide Lutheran, Houghton District, Flinders Uni and Mitchell Park make up our Division 7. Of course, in comes Mawson Lakes. 8 teams. Second place, Greenacres with 13-3 will go very strong in this division again this year, and Adelaide Lutheran, who were 4th, are very consistent. Out of the rest, who will improve? Flinders Uni. They've had a good couple of years. Mitchell Park, Houghton, which is like the country team within a city competition. And remember, when O'Sullivan's Beach Lonsdale plays Houghton, pack your bags for an overnight stay. Stay tuned for Division 7, folks. This will be huge. Division 6. Let's have a look at the teams. Fitzroy, Para Hills, Brahma Lodge, Marion, Ingle Farm, Trinity Old Scholars, Central United, West Croydon and Rosewater. Geez, I tell you what, there's some tough teams in that one. I'd be making sure we were on the weights and pumped up, ready to go playing those teams. 9 teams make up the competition, but of course, Brahma Lodge, 2-time Division 7 premiers, come up to Division 6 to mix it up. Can they make it 3 in a row? Of course, they come up with Central United. Coming down from Division 5, Fitzroy and West Croydon. A couple of really hard teams. Going out of this one, 3 teams went up, Elizabeth and St Paul's, who did play in the grand final, but 4th place Blackfriars elected to go up into Division 5. Well, as I said, folks, a lot of tough teams in there. Why wouldn't you get out of this competition? Remember also, Trinity, 13-3. I would expect them to go very well. Ingle Farm, one of my old teams, the old Green and Whites. Can they improve? They finished second bottom last season. Can they just get a little bit of improvement and maybe push towards the finals? The other one is Fitzroy. They've come down. They didn't have a win last year after having a very successful couple of seasons ago, so they didn't get to sing their song. It's always good when you get to sing your song, so I hope that Fitzroy gets a few wins on the board. And keep an eye out, because Rosewater have the bye in week 1. They will be chafing at the bit for week 2. That is Division 6, folks.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Good grab by Anjana, then Crone late. It's Anjana the Grey. Anjana.
Hill Holders went out best. Life on the wire, Twitchy Frank.
Classic legend, Wild Planet kicking back, Crone dashing through, will beat the lot of them, Crone!
Laugh-a-Lay's coming out, and they reach the line, nearly a dead heat.
But this is speedy and professional. Profiteer for Mickey D is going to win easily.
Aired and continued to open them up late and won very impressively.
Well, I'm not sure what it takes to become a life member of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club, but I tell you what, the man next to me should be getting very close. He's entering his 9th season in amongst having played a fair bit of league football at North Adelaide and Norwood. Will Dalwood joins me. How are you, mate?
Good, Jacko. Yourself?
Good. Good to see you, mate. Still going round?
Yep, trying to.
Hungry as ever?
Not as much this year. Body's a bit sore still, but, you know, comes around again pretty quickly, so...
Yeah, long time retired, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, first of all, congratulations. New baby, Digby.
Yep.
How was he?
Yeah, he's going well. He's sleeping a little bit, so...
A little bit?
Yeah. No, he's going well. Putting on weight and everything, so...
How are you with the nappies?
I haven't got the strongest guts for that, but at the moment I'm doing all right, but I think as soon as I start smelling, I'm passing that over. It's not me.
Now, mate, you've recovered from the premiership, no doubt.
Yep.
We're a fair way in. How's the pre-season been for you this year?
Mine's been pretty brief so far. This is my 3rd session and we've got a trial match this weekend, but...
Come back through the seas.
Yeah. Just start at full back and play around.
Yeah.
But the boys have been going well. They're very young this year.
Yep.
I think we've lost 7 or 8 out of the A grade from last year, so there's a good opportunity for young blokes, and makes me feel old now. Being out here at nearly 34, so... No, it's good for the club to see that age is coming through, and it's exciting to see them, you know, hopefully perform and keep us moving in the right direction.
So you've lost your skipper for a long time, skipper from fullback. I know Adam Perry was skipper last year, but does that mean you'll drop back a line? Will you become the fullback now?
Yeah, I reckon I will with Curran coming in.
Yeah.
I think I'll let him play up and I'll just sort of float around full back and
you'll just do your own thing.
Yeah, do my own thing.
Will you sneak forward and get a goal from there?
I always try to kick one a year. That's my aim anyway. I'm always up there getting told to go back, but
yeah, nice
one.
Nice. Now the weather's been terrific, mate. Beautiful night on the track tonight. Looking forward to the trial game?
Yeah, no, it'll be good. I've, you know, baby and work and everything. I've just haven't really thought about it, but getting back into it, it's good to get out there and get the feel for the game back, and you know, get a bit more excited then. You know, thinking round 1 next week against Payneham. Grand final rematch, you know, they've lost a lot of players, so it'll be interesting to see what they have to throw up. And
yeah,
Div 1 in itself is going to be interesting too, because you know, a lot of players have left and a lot of players have come in, and you know, there are a few teams that finished middle tier I think will jump up this year, and I think a few of the topper teams like Ross Trevor and that might struggle a little bit more, so it'll be a good season actually. It's hard. I think probably Goodwood would be the team to beat from what I've seen on paper.
Right.
But it'll be interesting.
Yeah, well that is very interesting, because COVID's going to play its part as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, you know, those games that are crucial games, you want to have your full teams in those weeks, and that's going to be very interesting. But well, it's great to see you playing. How did you manage to convince the missus? Obviously Tom Bartlett. What's your advice to Tom that obviously
Tom,
we've got
4 games out of Renzel. So at Wixie's wedding a while back, Renzel was heavily pregnant anyway, they just had their second, but I got 4 games out of her. So Barty's got 4 games in finals at the moment.
Well, that's all you need to qualify.
Yeah, we'll hold her to that. So hopefully, when it gets a bit wetter, it'll come out and keep the spirit up on the track. But, yeah, we'll see.
You'll miss him around the place, mate. Obviously, a bit of a character.
Yeah. But no, Kendall, my wife, was actually the one who wanted me to play.
She'd had the guts for you, I know.
Yeah, she wanted to bring the kid out and watch and bring him out and sit on the sidelines. That's her Saturdays, so she pretty much said I had to play. It wasn't the other way around. So yeah.
Well, mate, we always enjoy calling you and love watching you play. So good luck as you enter the end of your career. Yeah, maybe another couple.
This will definitely be the last for A grade anyway. I thought last year would have been, but I don't know. I'm still mad. So
what a way to go out, folks. Can Will Dalwood go back to back in his last couple of years of footy at Prince Albert Old Collegians? You'll have to wait and see. One of the exciting things about footy is seeing the new recruits get unveiled as the season unfolds. This week is round 1, Payneham Norwood Union versus Prince Alfred, and one of the more exciting recruits into the whole competition, particularly for Payneham Norwood Union, joins me now, Brad McKenzie. How are you, Brad?
Yeah, going well, thank you, mate.
Good. Small world. I've just bought a place down near Brad's mum and dad, and geez, they can drink. Are you as good a drinker as your dad?
Not quite, no. No.
For those of you who don't know, Brad's come straight out of the Norwood Footy Club, been there for 5 years, 2-time best and fairest.
Yeah.
Fantastic resume, and then prior to that, North Melbourne for 5 or 6 years?
Yeah. 5 years.
5 years. Now you're in the Adelaide Footy League, mate. How's the transition been?
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Obviously started a business last year and...
Give it a plug, mate.
Yeah, BCM Garden Maintenance. But yeah, and that was just too much for me to commit to SANFL level, and it's obviously a really high level and a lot of commitment needed. So yeah, it's just a breath of fresh air coming back down into local footy, training twice a week and a bit more relaxed, but still great standard obviously, and looking forward to getting into it this week.
Excited about the first game? You would know a few PAC players, I guess, from the past?
Yeah, I do. I know a few of them. But yeah, it's just always hard to know how you're going to go. Obviously, I haven't played in the competition before.
Yeah.
I haven't played with a lot of the boys here, and then I don't really know what the opposition are like either. So, yeah, it should be a good challenge, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Now, when you were deciding which club to go to, mate, your brother-in-law to be, Louis Whitelock, is a stalwart at the Goodwood Saints Footy Club.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing there was a bit of pressure there, was there?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of pressure. It took me quite a while to make a decision, actually. But yeah, obviously, getting married later in the year, and my best man Anthony Giannini plays here, and Johnny, his brother. And then I've also got a lot of schoolmates here as well. That, yeah, I've got a lot of ties here to this club. I seem to always come out here when I was playing at Norden and have a watch on the weekends. So.
You're not from here originally, you're a West Coast boy?
Yeah, Air Peninsula. So, little town called Minnipa. But yeah, I moved here when I was quite young, but yeah, looking forward to getting started. So.
Now, a week or so ago, mate, I was in Darwin, the grand final was on.
Oh, yeah.
Went to see St Mary's and Waratahs and came across the Banks were playing. And I saw some of the names, and then I bumped into John Giannini at 2 a.m. Still had the boots on, still celebrating.
Yeah.
They tell me you didn't qualify because of COVID, is that true?
Yeah, so obviously I have to get 4 games to qualify.
Yeah.
And yeah, on my 3rd game, I came back with COVID, was meant to go up the following week, so missed out on qualifying, unfortunately, missed out on the premiership, which is a bit disappointing, but yeah, it's good for those boys.
Anthony will stay up there for a while longer?
Yeah, Anthony's up there for a little while, but he'll be sort of flying in and out for a few games here, so yeah, it'd be good to play with him.
You think you'll end up back at Darwin next year for a few games?
Don't know, I haven't thought that far yet. It's a bit of a commitment.
Yeah.
It's not a short flight, it's 3.5 hours, so when you're going up for just a weekend, it's a fair bit of flying.
Yeah, well, I've already told the John Giannini story from last weekend. It was horrendous what he went through to play in that grand final, so
yeah.
I can imagine it's a tough ask. Yeah. Mate, we're looking forward to seeing you play this Saturday. We're going to get a chance to call the game, but more importantly, your mum and dad owe me a couple of bottles of red. Can you let them know next time I'm down and make sure they've got the cork out?
I'm sure they'll probably watch this. Yeah.
Good luck for the year, Brad. We hope it goes well.
Thank you. Cheers.
The Banner Crew is a trusted South Australian, locally run and owned company who take customer service seriously. We have a creative team of designers and service support crew who work together with you from start to the finish of your project, ensuring we meet your design specifications and delivery times. The Banner Crew offer a large range of signage, flags, marquee, mesh banners, pull-ups and frames, t-shirts, caps, clothing, business cards and customer printing to create a complete promotional pack for your business, or we can tailor items to your needs. We use the latest decorating methods for embroidery, screen printing, dye sublimation, vinyl transfer, including the super colour range, and more to deliver a quality result and service. Design, print, install. The Banner Crew do it all.
Well, here we go. Division 3. We're starting to get up into the higher divisions. I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of coaches change throughout the Adelaide Football League over the last 6 months or so. Let's have a look at the teams in Division 3. Of course, the old brown and yellow, Modbury. CBCOC, that's Christian Brothers College Old Collegians. The Dolphins. Morphettville Park, of course, premiers last year in Division 4. Golden Grove, Scotch Old Collegians, Seaton Ramblers, Edwardstown, Smosh Westlakes, Westminster and Flinders Park. Coming in, Morphy Park and Smosh Westlakes from Division 4, and also Scotch and Seaton Ramblers from Division 2. Golden Grove and Flinders Park, they're the 2 teams up in this division that I'd expect to really go well again. 4th and 2nd respectively, and they are going to be hard to beat. 6th place, Edwardstown. Damien Salivic as the coach, a very good coach. I've seen him up close and personal. He's won premierships, he's coached in the SANFL, and I don't think he'll be happy that's sitting in 6th position in our 2nd year. So let's just see what happens with Edwardstown. And of course, Scotch, who've come down from Division 2, don't underestimate them. They won 6 games up there last year, and I would expect them to improve in this Division 3. Division 2, folks. These are the teams that are really pushing hard to try and get up into Division 1, or a couple of teams that might come down. They don't want to be in Division 2. They want to get back up with the big boys in Division 1. Oh, this is serious stuff. Division 2, let's have a look at them. Henley, Gazer, Adelaide Uni, Athelston, North Haven, Unley Mercedes Jets, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, Broadview, Foss Camden and Salisbury North. Of course, coming in, North Haven and Gazer, who played off in that grand final last year in Division 3, Adelaide Uni from Division 1, yes folks, and Unley Mercedes Jets. Let's have a look at a few of the teams. Foss Camden, fantastic, the medalists there last year. They went 12-6 and finished second in the home and away. They will stay in this division and they will push really hard for that Division 1 position. Fourth place, Sacred Heart. Well, they went 11-7. So they had a pretty successful year as well. They're going to be strong and hard to beat again. Broadview, let me tell you, if you get on social media and have a good look at their recruits, go back through it, you'll see they've picked up some sample recruits and some very strong recruits as well. They're not going to sit around with their hands tied behind their back. Unley Mercedes Jets. Well, Scott Thompson, we've had him on the show. We've interviewed him. Now it's the time to stand up, son. Let's have a look at you out there when you're coaching. I would expect that this team will build. He will not accept mediocrity, and I'd expect this team to be super fit when you go out to play Unley Mercedes. Of course, Gazer, fantastic coach, Matt Krieg, I think in his third or fourth season now, a very astute coach, very high IQ for a coach, a really strong leader, and I think Gazer will be a strong team. They are also another team that have been in Division 1 and will look to get back up there. Adelaide Uni, well, what do we make of them? Down in Division 2, they are a proud Division 1 club with a new coach, so I'd expect them to be super competitive and pushing to get back up into Division 1. But folks, you have a look at these teams, you look at Henley, the Broadviews, Sacred Hearts, Foss, Salisbury North even, that's going to be a tough game out there. At the end of the day, throw a blanket over Division 2. This will be super competitive.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
There was something in the air that night, the stars so bright, Siciliano. Well, welcome folks. We are lucky enough, we're still here at the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Footy Club, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by the President, Michael Siciliano. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great for you to give us some time. I'm going to share with our viewers some of the history of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians, which Jeff Hurd kindly sent out to me, and I've got to say I was fascinated by some of these stats. I'm sure you're aware of them, but for our listeners, I'm going to give you something that may blow you away, because it certainly did for me. In the first 82 years of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club, from 1926 to 2007, they won 14 premierships across all grades. So that's 14 premierships in 82 years. 7 in the A's, 5 in the B's, 2 in the D's. They won 14 grand finals and lost 19. Since 2008, the last 14 years, they have won 19 premierships. 4 in the A's, 5 in the B's, 5 in the C's, 4 in the D's and 1 in the E's. Won 19 grand finals and lost 9. I don't know about you, Michael, but what the hell's going on down here?
Yeah, no, we've had a reasonable run over the last 14 or so years. So
you have indeed.
Yeah. No, it's we just had a lot of talent coming out of the school, which has helped us tremendously. And
anything specific that you can put your hand on?
The school footy program's improved significantly in that period of time, and I think we've just had our finger on the pulse a little bit more in terms of recruiting out of the school. And as you can see here this evening, a lot of young fellas out of school from last year.
You've got a good connection with the school.
Yeah, very
Headmaster's
good.
leaving, isn't he?
He is, yes, mid-year. So we'll introduce ourselves to the new headmaster when he arrives as well. But no, we've been really lucky with the talent we've got out of school over the last 14 years really. So
let's hope you get another footy bloke in as the new
principal.
principal.
That'd be very handy. Yeah, if he enjoys the footy program like the last one. So we've had a fantastic relationship, and the club's really benefited as a result. So.
Good. I'm sure at some stage James will pan around and show our viewers the oval and the facilities here, because no question that your oval is amazing.
Yes,
it's like the Parklands, it's like Adelaide Uni and Adelaide Oval, the surface, fantastic. The plans for the clubhouse, mate, are where we are standing.
Correct, yep. You are literally standing in the front bar right now, basically. So, yep. So, right where we are now will be the new club rooms, which we hope to start developing at some stage this year. And
this year, okay.
Yeah, and then hopefully in time for the 2023 season. So,
will that disturb this season at all?
No, not at all. So there'll be probably a little bit of activity going on around where we're standing right now, but the current change rooms will stay as they are for the current season. So,
right.
Yes, no, it should be relatively uninterrupted.
And again, you will play your arch nemesis round 2, I think.
Round 4,
Saints.
I think it is. Yep.
Round 4, is it? At the school venue.
That'll be on the front oval again. So yeah, we really enjoy getting back there. A few of the boys have played a lot of games on the front oval through their school journey. So yeah, as a club, we love getting back there and taking on the old enemy. So it should be really good.
Now, one of the old sayings is the cemetery's full of irreplaceable people.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Parkinson would like to think he's one of those people at this football club.
Yep.
Now he's away.
Yep.
What dirt can you throw me about Jim Parkinson? Does he really do as much work around this footy club as he lets on?
Well, you can probably see his new assistant in the background there working away very hard this evening. He's not here tonight and everything's running quite smoothly. So some might say it's actually running more smoothly than normal.
No, Jim, not me.
No, Jim's fantastic for the footy club. We're very lucky to have someone like him at the helm. So no, I'll leave it at that. Otherwise, he'll come back at me pretty hard, I think. So.
Well, he's interstate, folks, and that's the reason he's not on camera, because he insists every time there's an interview, he insists on being one to be interviewed.
He
so
puts his hand up.
You're not here, Jim. This year, you've introduced a 5th side.
We have, yes.
How are your numbers?
They're looking pretty good at the moment. COVID obviously making us very nervous, but no, we had probably 15 or 16 miss out most weeks last year.
Wow.
Combination of that and also trying to engage with players that probably didn't come out last year just because they knew there was a bit of a number crunch. So yeah, we're confident that that'll be a success.
So they'll be A1 reserves, obviously.
Yep.
Then C1, and what are the other two playing?
I believe it's a C7 and C8 comp this year.
Okay.
So, and there's a lot of clubs that have got 4th and 5th side down, 3 or 4 clubs like that, and otherwise there'll be a lot of D grades down there as well. So that should be a really good comp.
Now, you heard me talking to Pitty before. I know you did, because you were making sure he said all the right things.
Absolutely.
He does. He's a professional.
Yeah.
The history of the league, there's no college side. Not only is there no college side that's gone back to back, the interesting fact I'll give you folks about the last 12 years is not once has 2 colleges played against each other in the grand final, but in the last 12 years, 11 of them have featured a college side, which is amazing in itself.
It's been a good run, hasn't it? Yeah.
It has. So 2 questions. Can you go back to back, and can you play another Old Scholars Collegian side in the grand final?
Yeah, the second part we can't control, unfortunately. But
is anyone you fancy?
Look, Spock are always there or thereabouts.
Yep.
And it'd be a dream, obviously, if we could play them in a Div 1 grand final.
I reckon you'd pack out Thevy.
Yeah, I think we would too. So, I mean, it was great playing them in the semi-final last year.
Yeah.
We've got a really good crowd out for that one. So, yeah, if the 2 of us could meet there, that'd be a dream. But yeah, there's a lot of work to go between now and grand final day. So we'll see where it all lands.
Now, mate, as we head off, I want you to join in with me with that song that I started the show with.
I missed the line. What was the opening line?
There was something in the air that night. Michael, it's been a pleasure.
Fantastic. Great seeing you as well. Well done.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au. Well, we have spoken to the new Payneham Norwood Union Football Club coach, Jeremy Cini, a minute ago, but everyone knows the real success of a football club is their president. And when it happens to be one of the favourite sons of a footy club, well, you know you're in good hands. Tyson Burrows, the president of the Payneham Norwood Union Footy Club. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Good.
Very good.
Beautiful night.
It is a nice night out here, actually. Not too hot.
How's the club shaping up, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Obviously in the seniors we've lost a fair few, but I reckon it's probably 13 or 14, 2013-14 since we had a few walk out or leave or retire.
Yep.
So it's a bit of a rebuilding stage, but we've gained a few players and a lot of young blokes coming up, so I think we should be up there and about, I reckon.
Yeah, your ins are impressive, there's no doubt about that. When I look around the club and the facilities here are second to none, there's no doubt about that. New change rooms for the women done a year or so ago?
Yeah, there's two change rooms there for the women's and a new umpires room.
Oh, always look after the umpires, no, you've been very clever like that.
As well as some new change rooms inside for both the men's teams as well. So.
Anything else happening around the place?
We're in works with hopefully getting a digital scoreboard. So
wow.
I think that one's probably been there since the 1900s over there. So yeah, hopefully that's something that can happen this year. And then also trying to do a bit of a light upgrade as well. So hopefully there's sort of things we can tick off this year.
And women's footy, you guys are one of the pioneers, I reckon, in the Adelaide Footy League with, well, you lost your coach a year ago after Central Districts.
Yeah, he's walked out on us.
How is the women's program, mate? How many teams have you got?
Yeah, they're going well. There's two senior women's teams, both in the Division 1, and then we've got an under 16s, under 13s and 11s, so five teams all up.
So for our people at home, they want to know, mate, how many sides is Gary McIntosh coaching this year? Is he running the barbecue?
Well,
is he behind the bar? What roles have you got Macca doing this year?
I think he pretty much does everything, actually. So whatever we can get him to do, he'll do. So yeah, behind the canteen. But no, he's coaching the reserves and he's coaching the under 15s as well. Fantastic. And obviously helping out with the A grade and all the seniors. So
yeah, fantastic. Yeah. First game this week, mate. You must be pretty excited.
First game, yeah.
How's the club been affected by COVID?
We've had the last couple of weeks actually has probably hit us the hardest. We've had probably 10 or so out. But yeah, apart from that, that's probably all we've had out. So touch wood, we're not too bad from here.
Off the field, officials and all that sort of stuff, you got enough volunteers?
Yeah, we're always looking for more volunteers. So if anyone's out there that wants to help out, you're more than welcome to come down. But yeah, we've got a great bunch of volunteers. I think half the McIntosh clan's in the canteen. So no, everyone's a good help around here. So.
Well, it's pretty exciting days. We are Tuesday night, so how many more sleeps, mate, till the first game?
What is it, 4?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Correct, 4 sleeps till Division 1 kicks off here. It's the game we're going to broadcast this week. Payneham Norwood Union versus Prince Alfred. It's a replay of the grand final. Both sides look a fair bit different to last year.
Yeah.
It's going to give us a bit of an indication, I think, where both sides
will,
sit, won't it?
Exactly. I mean, we haven't been able to play a trial game, so...
Oh, that's another thing.
We don't really know what we're in for yet. But
St. Peter's just bowed.
Yeah,
they got the COVID.
They all got COVID, and then a few of us had it last week, and I think so did Port District. So, yeah, that was it. We had a big internal trial though, so we've had a good hit out.
Yeah. Well,
there we go.
We look forward to watching the game. If it's anything like last year's game, when you just got over the back of PAC right at the end of the game, was a pretty exciting day. You'd like to start the year off like that?
Yeah, we would love that. Yeah. Big Sponsors Day, and that was a great.
Yeah. Is it Sponsors Day this?
Not this week. No.
Okay. No. Well, thanks for coming in for a chat.
No worries.
We wish you all the best. New coach this year. It's an exciting time for Payneham Norwood Union. Can you come up with a slightly shorter abbreviation?
You could just call us the Falcons, mate.
Can I do the Falcons?
Yeah, you can do whatever you like.
Good luck to the Falcons in 2022. Thanks for your time, Tyson Burrows.
No worries.
Well, that's it, folks. The show's ended. episode number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed doing it all by myself as Tony sits there in COVID land. This week, first game of the round, replay of last year's grand final. What a cracking way to start the year off. No better place than the balcony at the Payneham Norwood Junior Football Club. They always look after us here. Grand final replay from last year. Both sides, some significant changes from last year. So we're looking forward to see how the new recruits, how the new coach, Jeremy Cini, puts his spin on Payneham Norwood Junior Footy Club. And if you can't make it here this Saturday, folks, you can get to watch it on live stream. All the details on the bottom of your screen now, so feel free to tune in. This promises to be an absolute cracking way to start our season off. Enjoy.